Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like you're here for something more, something deeper, something bigger than yourself? If so, you might not be imagining it. Many people go through life feeling disconnected, unaware that they might be carrying a spiritual calling, a purpose that sets them apart. In today's video, we're going to explore 9 powerful signs that you are a chosen one, someone with a unique spiritual path meant to impact the world in a meaningful way. As you listen, allow yourself to reflect honestly. This isn't about ego or superiority. It's about awakening to your truth. And if one or more of these signs resonate deeply with you, I want you to comment the word awaken below. Let's see how many of us are walking this path together. You've probably felt it for as long as you can remember. A quiet, persistent sense that you don't quite belong. Maybe it showed up in childhood when you noticed you saw the world differently than your friends or family. You questioned things others accepted blindly. You felt emotions more deeply, sensed energies in a room, or simply couldn't understand why people acted the way they did. This feeling of being different isn't a mistake. It's a sign. Chosen ones are often set apart early in life, not to isolate them, but to prepare them. You were never meant to blend in because your path requires vision, courage, and a connection to something greater. Feeling different can be lonely, but it's also empowering when you realize it's part of your design. The world needs people who don't follow the crowd, people like you, who are here to awaken, to guide, and to shift the energy around them. So if you've ever felt like the black sheep, the observer, or the quiet soul who sees what others don't, this could be your first sign. One of the clearest signs that you are a chosen one is the intensity of the struggles you've faced. Life hasn't exactly gone easy on you. While others may seem to move through life smoothly, you've had to endure deep pain, sudden losses, betrayals, or periods of darkness that felt almost unbearable. But here's the truth. These hardships weren't random. Chosen ones are often put through spiritual fire, not to break them, but to forge them. Each challenge you've survived has shaped your inner strength, sharpened your awareness, and stripped away the illusions that keep most people asleep. While others build comfort, you've been called to build character. You might have wondered, why me? Why do I always have to go through so much? The answer is, because your soul came here for something greater. The trials are part of your preparation. They teach you compassion, humility, and resilience, qualities every true guide must carry. So if your life has been marked by deep struggle, understand this. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. Chosen ones often walk a path that feels solitary. Even when you're surrounded by people, there's a lingering sense of distance, like no one truly sees or understands you. This isn't about being antisocial or introverted. It's a spiritual kind of isolation, one that serves a higher purpose. You might find yourself needing long periods of solitude, craving time alone to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with your inner world. Crowds can feel overwhelming. Small talk feels empty, and sometimes it's easier to be alone than to explain who you are to people who aren't ready to understand. This isolation can feel heavy at times, but in truth, it's sacred. Solitude is where chosen ones receive guidance, clarity, and healing. It's often in those quiet moments, when the world fades and you're left alone with your thoughts, that your deepest awakenings occur. So if you've ever felt like you're walking this journey alone, take heart. Many who are called to something higher must first walk through silence. Not because you're meant to stay alone, but because you're meant to first discover who you truly are, without the noise of the world. You feel what others feel, often without them saying a word. You walk into a room and immediately pick up on the mood, the tension, the hidden emotions beneath the surface. This is more than just being sensitive. It's spiritual empathy. As a chosen one, your soul is wired to connect on a deeper level. This deep empathy is both a gift and a responsibility. It allows you to understand people in ways they can't even explain themselves. It draws others to you for comfort, advice, or simply to be near your calming energy. But it can also be draining. You may find yourself exhausted after social interactions or needing time alone after helping someone through a difficult moment. Many chosen ones have to learn the hard way how to protect their energy, how to set boundaries without closing their hearts. Empathy is part of your calling, but learning to manage it is part of your growth. If you've always felt emotions deeply, even when they weren't yours, you're likely carrying this sign within you. And then there's something else. You don't just feel differently, you think differently. You see through things others accept. You question traditions, rules, and systems that seem built on fear or control. Chosen ones rarely follow the crowd. There's something inside you that just won't settle for surface-level truth. You might challenge authority, not out of rebellion, but because you're guided by something higher, your inner truth. You speak up when others stay silent. You ask why when others say just because. This ability to challenge the status quo is what makes you a threat to ignorance and a light to those who are ready to wake up. It's not always easy. People might misunderstand you, call you difficult, or try to silence you. But deep down, you know you're not here to conform. You're here to transform. If you've always felt a pull to speak truth, shake things up, or question what others blindly follow, this is your sign. There's a strength inside you that even you can't fully explain. No matter how many times life has knocked you down, somehow you always get back up. People around you may admire your resilience, but they don't always see the battles you fought in silence, the tears, the doubts, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. Chosen ones are built differently. Their strength doesn't come from pride or ego. It comes from pain, from survival, from spiritual endurance. You face storms that would have broken others, but something inside you refused to quit. And that something isn't just willpower. It's your divine purpose anchoring you. This unshakable inner strength is a key sign of your calling. It's what keeps you going when everything falls apart. It's what whispers, keep going, when no one else is cheering you on. Even when you feel lost or empty, there's a quiet fire that won't go out. You might not see yourself as strong, but look at what you've survived. Look at how far you've come. That's not weakness. That's sacred power, and the world needs more of it. Have you ever looked at the clock and seen the same repeating numbers over and over, like 11:11, 3:33, or 4:44? Or maybe you've thought about someone and they suddenly called or messaged you. These aren't just coincidences. They're synchronicities, subtle signs from the universe, confirming that you're on a guided path. Chosen ones often experience these patterns more frequently than others. It's as if the universe is constantly nudging you, whispering, "You're not alone. Keep going." These synchronicities can show up through numbers, song, symbols, dreams, or perfectly timed conversations. They arrive right when you need encouragement, direction, or clarity. You may also notice that you attract certain messages repeatedly, like hearing the same phrase from different people in a short period of time, or stumbling upon content that speaks directly to your situation. That's not random. It's alignment. Chosen ones live in tune with a higher intelligence, and the more aware you become, the more these signs begin to appear, confirming that you're walking exactly where you're meant to. So if you've been noticing synchronicities and feeling that strange sense of, this means something, trust that feeling. It does. There's a quiet pull inside you, one that never really goes away. It's the sense that your life has a deeper meaning, that you're here for more than just surviving or following routines. You feel drawn to something higher, even if you can't fully define it. That's your calling. Chosen ones are guided by purpose. It's not always clear at first, but it shows up as a deep desire to help, to heal, to awaken others, or to bring light into dark places. You might feel compelled to share wisdom, create something meaningful, or simply live in a way that inspires those around you. This calling doesn't come from ego. In fact, it often humbles you. It asks you to grow, to let go of what's comfortable, and to walk a path that not everyone will understand. But no matter how far you stray or how uncertain things become, the calling always brings you back. It whispers in your soul, reminding you that your life matters. If you've ever felt that undeniable pull towards something greater, something beyond what the world expects of you, this is one of the clearest signs. You are not here by accident. You are here with intention, with purpose, and with light to share. If you resonated with even a few of these signs, it's very possible that you are a chosen one, called not just to exist, but to awaken, to evolve, and to help others do the same. Being chosen doesn't mean life will be easy. In fact, it often means the opposite. The road is narrow, the lessons are deep, and the responsibility is real. But it also means your life has meaning. You were given this path because your soul is strong enough to walk it. So take a moment to reflect. Which of these signs spoke the loudest to your spirit? Which ones mirrored things you felt for years, but maybe didn't know how to explain? If something inside you feels awakened right now, that's not a coincidence. That's your soul recognizing truth. And I'd love for you to claim it in the comments by writing the word awakened. Let's build a space where other chosen ones, just like you, can recognize they're not alone. Because the journey may feel solitary at times, but the truth is, we're all walking together. The path of the chosen one isn't always easy, but it's always purposeful. You were never meant to live a life of confusion, silence, or smallness. You were meant to rise, to remember who you are, and to step into the fullness of your light. Each sign we talked about today is like a piece of a greater puzzle. Alone, they might seem like struggles or strange traits, but together they paint the picture of a soul with a divine assignment. Someone here to shift energy, awaken others, and embody truth in a world that often forgets it. If you've seen yourself in these words, trust that it's not by chance. You're being reminded of who you truly are, not just by me, but by something higher, something sacred. Thank you for being here, for listening with an open heart. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who may need this reminder too. And of course, comment awakened if you're ready to embrace your path fully. Your light matters. Your journey matters. And the world is waiting for what only you can bring.